So in this video, we're talking about 5 toxic leadership mistakes that your boss is making, and I really hope you're not making them too. Welcome to the channel, Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help managers become more confident leaders, and I do that with no nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. Now, before we get into the video, I have a gift for you. It's a free PDF of 14 things that all managers must know in order to be successful. So make sure you download it today. Listen, I think we've all had our share of working with a bad boss, or maybe I'm just projecting my experience. But if you take these 5 things that toxic bosses tend to do, and you make sure that you don't do them, that will set you up for success in your future. So the first thing that bad bosses, toxic bosses, horrible bosses do is they don't look at their team as people. They look at their team as though they're machines, as though they are the product that they've purchased. Now, I understand, yes, you are, as a boss, you are paying people to be at work. But you need to understand that people are not robots, that people are crazy, that people have feelings. They have a life outside of work. They have stuff that's bothering them, and they may bring it to work. They have emotions. They have feelings. They want to celebrate things. They want to perhaps be angry at times. A bad boss says, check your emotions at the door. When you're at work, you're here to work. But a great boss understands that at times, people are going to have people-like emotions. People-like feelings. Things are not going to go well in your staff member's life at some point. As a great boss, that I know you are, you're going to take this into consideration. You're going to make sure that you are there for your team, that you're paying attention, you know about them. You know kind of what's going on, not in a nosy way, but in a caring and concerned way. You know what's going on in the lives of your staff, of your team. That's what sets you apart. Now, on the flip side, toxic bosses, the worst bosses, they will become great friends with their team. I'm not saying you can't be friendly, and I'm not saying that you can't enjoy time with your team after hours, for happy hour. But when a boss becomes best friends with certain individuals, it can make it difficult to assert authority. It can make it difficult to call on that friend and have them do a job that they don't want to do. They've told you. They went to your house for dinner and said, I don't like doing this job, but now you're asking them to do it. And if you don't, this is like a 2.1, like a bonus to the tip. But if you don't lead your friend with authority, if you're not able to control the work environment, then what it looks like is favoritism. Toxic bosses, bad bosses, they have favorites. They play favorites. This will never work out well for you. Yes, you may have people that you lean on. You may have people that you know you can count on, but you can't play favorites. You need to be fair and treat everyone equally. Not identically, but you need to treat them equally. Now, this brings us to the sponsor of today's show, which is Dial My Calls. Dial My Calls offers an employee texting system for job openings, for scheduling changes, for extreme weather alerts, things that they need to be prepared for prior to coming into work. As leaders, you are able to either manually upload your employee information, or you can bulk upload employees' information. And the coolest thing for you as a leader is that you can create polls. You can get feedback by using this system. Now, my friends over at Dial My Calls have sent me a link so that you can try it out for free. Give it to your team members. Start testing it out. As you know, a major part of being a great leader is being able to communicate with your team in a clear, timely fashion. Dial My Calls can help you communicate with your team in that clear and timely fashion. So check out the description below, and thank you to Dial My Calls. But let's get back into what the bad bosses are doing that you need to make sure you're not. A bad boss or a mistake that bosses make is that they know it all. Here's the thing. You don't know it all. You can't know it all. But let's understand why this makes your staff not really like you, not want to work with you, feel like you're toxic, is that when they come to you with information, if your default answer is, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I wonder how many times your staff is going to come to you for you to shoot down their idea, for you to shoot down something that they feel is significant in your workplace, something that is of importance to them, and they feel they should bring it to you. But how many times do you think they're going to do that for you to turn around and say, yeah, I know. I know, John, I heard about that. Oh, yes, John, I was there. At some point, your team's going to say, no, I'm not even going to tell them. I'm not even going to tell the boss because they know. They know everything. And then at that point, you've lost your team. Because at that point, you've lost the information coming. Now, I'm not telling you that everything that you already know, you just be like, play stupid and that you don't have any idea. Oh my gosh, wow, I had no idea. No, but at least hear them out. Don't cut them off. Allow them to share stuff with you. Even if you have an idea about what they're going to say, let them say it, because there may be more to the story that you don't know and that you can use. In addition, it makes your staff, it makes your team feel heard, feel understood, and feel like they're contributing. Allow your team to contribute to the success of your team. This one touches me deep because I worked for managers, I worked for bosses who thought I was an idiot. And I'm not saying that I'm not an idiot, but when you work for a boss who thinks that they are better than everybody, that nobody has as good of an idea as they have, nobody understands the business that the way they do, it's like your boss is saying, you're an idiot and you don't understand. Don't worry, I, as your boss, will handle all the adulting stuffs. And that's not the case. Just because you have people working for you, it does not mean that they are less than you. And if you or your hiring manager or HR department has done their job right, the people working for you are actually much smarter and have a much grander understanding, a larger understanding of what it is that they need to do and what it is that they need to bring to the table to help you. Your staff are not idiots. Your staff are actually people who are, I'm thinking specifically about working in the restaurant. There was managers who were thinking, this employee is an idiot. These waitresses, they're so stupid. Those waitresses, those waiters, those bartenders, they were in university. They were getting their degrees. They were getting their PhDs. They were becoming literally doctors. And these restaurant managers specifically would talk about their staff like their staff was idiots, like they didn't understand. It blows my mind. Mistake number 5 that horrible toxic bosses make is that they don't schedule one-on-one time. They don't have one-on-one meetings. Now, the problem with this is that if you are leading a team and you never have a discussion with your team or the individuals on the team as to where you are in terms of the project, in terms of what your expectations are. How are they meeting the expectations? How are they not meeting the expectations? How could they be better? What improvements have you seen they've made? All of this stuff, negative feedback, constructive feedback, and pat on the back feedback is required to help your team, to help your individual staff members grow. Help them contribute more, because when they understand where they are and where they need to be, it is much easier for them to get there because you've laid out the plan, the road, the map, whatever you want to call it. Now they understand. So when bosses think, I don't have time to talk to my staff, I don't have time for annual meetings, are you kidding me? This one thing can have a dramatic impact on your output as a team, as your meshing as a team, as your creative outlet. Like, there's just so much riding on these one-on-one meetings. And you may think, my team doesn't need it. They know what they're doing. No, everybody wants feedback. They may not come to you and say, boss, I need feedback from you, but they want feedback from you. They want to know what their next steps are. They want to know if they're not performing up to standard. It may hurt, but they want to know it. So, because people, in my experience, they want to improve. They want to do better. They want this knowledge to help them grow. Now, speaking of knowledge, I read 100 books on leadership and management, but I found 3 problems. If you want to know what those 3 problems are, you need to watch this video. I'm going to get my coffee, and I will see you there.